Yo, listen up, I got news to share. There's a podcast in town that's taking the air. Reshape your reality, that's the name you know. Hosted by Pam, she's bringing the flow. She's got the fire, she's got the heat. Talking about topics you gotta meet. From motivation to self-discovery, Pam's dropping gems, it's a guarantee. Ooh yeah, she's shaking up the streets, bringing the heat. Reshape your reality, can't be beat. Pam's on fire, you better believe. Stay tuned, cause she's here to achieve. Yo, listen up, I got news to share. There's a podcast in town that's taking the air. Reshape your reality, that's the name you know. Hosted by Pam, she's bringing the flow. She's got the fire, she's got the heat. Talking about topics you gotta meet. From motivation to self-discovery, Pam's dropping gems, it's a guarantee. Ooh yeah, she's shaking up the streets, bringing the heat. Reshape your reality, can't be beat. Pam's on fire, you better believe. Stay tuned, cause she's here to achieve.
Doom, doom, doom. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's Miss Pam, and I'm back. I got to take a little hiatus, everything. If I'm not here, that means I'm busy doing things behind the scenes. Too busy to come on YouTube. So, hi, everybody. So, as you know, this is a recorded show, so sorry I can't talk to the chat like I normally do, but I'll be back talking to you guys. But right now I got to do the recording because this is the way I can get my shows done. And yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys about some things that's been going on YouTube and in real life world, right? It is so much going on. I seen King World and Trees over there doing their thing. Being on Jaguar right neck and other people's neck too. I said, my word. It's very entertaining. I'm really enjoying you guys' show. Yes, shout out to Trees, shout out to King World. Also, shout out to my other content creators. Hey, Sammy. Shout out to you and Kimmy Love. Boo. What's up, girl? I be checking in. I be seeing y'all shows and stuff. Although I be in the bushes, y'all. Y'all know I be in the bushes. So anyway, y'all. Although I've been watching everything that's been going on YouTube land, and I haven't really seen too many of us, our people, Black people, talking about what's going on in this administration. Now, as you can see, what my title is Donald Trump a Russian asset? And we're going to uncover that ass today. Because I think some of us are not really paying attention to what's going on. Hey, now this is a thought. This is food for thought. Isn't it funny? Let me take a sip of my tea with honey. Oh, that's some good tea. Isn't it? So you know how we say people be distracting us from things, from seeing what's really going on? And I want y'all to pay attention. Because Miss Pam is no conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I just pay attention. And I pay good attention to things, right? And one of the things I've been really paying attention to is our new president. He's been in this White House since January, and we're in March. And he has, he done shook things up, right? And so let me get right into it since we going here, right? Oh yeah, let me do this. I gotta add something to let me do this because I want y'all to see what I be seeing. First of all, let me share my screen. Let me do that first. Because I'm trying to figure out, am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. And I want y'all to put down in the comments what y'all thoughts are on what I'm about to reveal for you guys. Okay, share screen. You know I got to talk my shit through this shit because I don't be on the shit. But hold on, y'all. Just hold on. Let Miss Pam get this shit right. Okay. Boom. There we go. We're going to hit that. Boom. We're going to take that. Boom. Let's see that. Boom. And let's talk about this shit right here. Let's talk. No, not that shit right there. Hold on. That's the wrong motherfucking one, y'all. You know, Miss Pam talking about boom, boom, boom. Like, yeah. Like I done did the damn thing. No, I missed the one. I can't make this shit up, bro. Give me a minute to do that one more time. One more time. We're going to present that. And we're going to share that. But yeah, y'all. Oh, yeah. Let me talk about that real quick before I get on the topic of my show. So, yeah. Maggie. Remember that shit you was talking about me and Trees? I see Jaguar. It didn't take Jaguar right long. Turn on your ass, did she? Did it? But when me and Trees was trying to tell, when I was on Trees' panel and Trees tried to tell you, and you wanted to be all up in that motherfucking chat, like we didn't know what we was talking about. Now you see how that flipped that script and flipped on your ass, right? Mm-hmm. We knew it. We've all been there. You just another one that bites the dust. Or are they faking? Are they faking the breakup? Remember? Her and TJ used to fake the breakup, the makeup, the fake the breakup, the fake the makeup, the fake the breakup. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But speaking of Jack, now isn't it funny that she was down in Trump land getting an award and this and that and third, right? And recently, there was well, not recently, but there was a conversation between me and her where she mentioned to me that she was a spy. And at the time, I laughed that shit off, right? But I seen King World show the other day, right? And I'm like, honey, say what? Say what? Right? So I was like, okay, I'm putting shit. I'm thinking outside the box now, right? So could there be distractions? This shit keeps showing the same shit. Fuck that shit. That's what we gonna do. We gonna say fuck that shit. Cause I ain't got time to keep going. Hold on. Hold fast. Let me get there. But let me tell y'all. Are we being distracted by people like Jaguar Wright for a reason? To distract us from what's going on in the White House? Maybe. 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 Or maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe or maybe not. Maybe. Could be. Hey, I wouldn't put nothing past nobody, to be honest with you. Hey, I've seen some shit in my day, and I'm telling you, shit ain't right. So with that being said, we're gonna cover this shit right here because I want to know what your thoughts are, and I'm bringing awareness because I want my people woke, right? I don't give a fuck what nobody say about me. We all in this shit. When the shit go down, we all in this motherfucking shit together. I don't give a fuck if we don't like each other or not. When the shit go down, motherfuckers, we in this shit together. Understand that. Understand that. Because we will be in this shit together. Ain't no little me's, no big U's, no little I's, no big I's. We will be in this shit together. Oh yeah, we're going to be in this shit together. And I want y'all to understand that. We're going to be in this shit to motherfucking together. So I need y'all to pay attention. Because I want you to understand what is about to come. So let me add something, because yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to figure out what's what, right? Okay, so yeah, let me add this, because I need to show y'all this, because I've been sitting back watching. And I'm like, what? Say what? Is this shit real, what I'm seeing? So yeah, let me step right into this. Hold fast. Let's hit this off.
A new report adds evidence that Trump was a Russian asset. He helped Putin manipulate the US election in 2020, as he did in 2016. Russian President Vladimir Putin left, and President Donald Trump at the G20 summit in Osaka, Japan, in 2019. Donald Trump was a tool in a long-running Russian campaign to weaken the United States. That's been documented in Republican-led investigative reports. And now it has been updated with new evidence, thanks to the US intelligence community's assessment of the 2020 election. The report, drafted by the CIA, the FBI, and several other agencies, was released in unclassified form on Tuesday, but it was presented in classified form on Jan 7. In other words, it was compiled, written, and edited during Trump's administration. It destroys his lies about the election, and it exposes him as a Russian asset. The report debunks conspiracy theories, promoted by Trump and his lawyers, that hackers in other countries robbed him of victory. We have no indications that any foreign actor attempted to interfere in the 2020 US elections by altering any technical aspect of the voting process, including ballot casting, vote tabulation, or reporting results, says the document. A separate analysis released by the Department of Justice reaches the same conclusion. The IC report adds that evidence of such operations, if they existed, would have shown up in US surveillance or in post-election audits of electronic results and paper backups. The report implicitly mocks insinuations from Trump's lawyers that former Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez, who died in 2013, somehow rigged Trump's defeat. We have no information, it notes dryly, that current or former Venezuelan regimes were involved in attempts to compromise US election infrastructure. During the campaign, Trump, his national security appointees, and his allies in Congress insisted that China was meddling in the election to help Joe Biden. They even claimed that China's interference was more dangerous than Russia's. The report shreds that fiction. China did not deploy influence efforts intended to change the outcome of the US presidential election, says the assessment. It finds no attempt by China to provide funding to any candidates or parties, and it challenges the Republican spin that China feared Trump because he was too tough. It argues, to the contrary, that Beijing saw Trump as a weaker adversary because he would alienate US partners, whereas Biden would pose a greater challenge over the long run because he would be more successful in mobilizing a global alliance against China. As to Russia, the report leaves no doubt. In 2020, as in 2016, President Putin authorized, and a range of Russian government organizations conducted, influence operations to help Trump and hurt his Democratic opponent. For example, shortly after the 2018 midterm elections, Russian intelligence cyber actors attempted to hack organizations primarily affiliated with the Democratic Party. Then, in late 2019, Russia's military intelligence service, the GRU, conducted a phishing campaign against subsidiaries of Burisma Holdings, likely in an attempt to gather information related to President Biden's family. Throughout the 2020 election, agents connected to the Russian Federal Security Service, FSB, planted negative stories about Biden. Internet operatives working for the Kremlin, including the troll farm that had boosted Trump in 20...
Let me stop there for a minute. So, do you guys see, did you guys just understand what I just understood? That Russia helped him get elected the first go around. The second go around, we were aware that Russia helped him the first time, right? So we were on top of it. That's why Biden won, right? Now, one of the things that was said was that, remember, because that narrative was trying to be pushed that China helped interfere with our election. No, it was Russia. It was Russia. Trump is in these people's pockets. Trump is broke. In New York, Trump, before he ran, during his campaign for president, this last go around, he was in court in New York, and he was convicted for inflating those prices on his properties, right? He was convicted. He owes the state of New York $400 million. $400 million, guys. Trump doesn't have, at that time, he did not have $400 million. So you got to ask yourself, what's the end game? And as you hear, back then, he was in bed with who? Putin. Let me further let you guys hear this. I want y'all to get it. Because, see, I think we're being so distracted by nonsensical bullshit that we're going to miss it. We're going to miss it. And I want you guys to understand that we, the people, have power. Although it may not seem like we got power, we, the people, have power. Let me let her finish.
Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, reveals Russia-Ukraine war's biggest obstacles. Steve Witkoff, US President Donald Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, has stated that the key obstacle to resolving the war between Ukraine and Russia is the status of Crimea, the Donetsk People's Republic, the Lugansk People's Republic, as well as the Zaporozhye and...
Before I let this finish, let's talk about what was said when he got it, what he was going to do when he get in office. Okay. So President Trump has done everything he said he was going to do when he got in office, right? Unbeknownst to us, he was going to have a whole foreigner, Elon Musk, in the White House, right? He is not an elected official. He should not be privy to our data. He should not be privy to your personal information, meaning your name, your address, your social, your bank information. He should not be privy to that. That is against the law, although he is not an elected official. So you got to ask yourself, why is President Trump allowing this man, a man who has twice claimed that he is a Nazi by doing the Heil Hitler sign? Oh, yeah. See, everybody wanted to Everybody wanted to. Let me stop sharing my screen because I want to show y'all something. See, you got to look at the bigger picture. You got to look at the bigger picture. You have to look at the bigger fucking picture. Why are these people doing this? Because I believe Putin wants to take over America. So why would they and the best way to do that is to what? Dismantle our democracy, dismantle our economy, and dismantle our government. Yes. So for you people, and some of you, some of you people that voted for Trump, I really like. And some things, let me be clear. I've changed my affiliation, my party affiliation. Sometimes I lean towards the Republican side, and sometimes I lean toward the Democratic side. So I decided to just do independent, right? At the end of the day, we have to be mindful. See, we so busy. Let me be real with you. See, we so busy attacking each other. We so busy trying to one up each other. We so busy stabbing each other in the back, talking about each other and this and that and the third, you know. And I can do that shit well too myself. Let me be clear. I've been guilty of the shit myself. I don't set out to do it. I don't fuck with nobody till you fuck with me. Then you get the business, right? But let's be clear. I see the bigger picture. I see the need for our people to be united. I see the need for our people and people in general, because this shit ain't discriminating. Oh, no. It don't matter if you're black, blue, green, or white. You know, this is going to affect all of us. This will affect all of us. Let me show you how the effect is already starting. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me make sure I'm where is that? Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm looking for this thing I'm trying to get in here. Where is the oh man, hold on. I'm looking for a particular link. Now this is crazy, man. My link not coming up. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Now this shit is crazy. Oh yeah, this shit right here, it cray. Let me give it to you. These are the people that voted for Trump. They thought they was gonna be exempt for the bullshit. Let's go.
Woo! Get them out!
No kings, no tyrants.
Look at the Trump supporters.
No tyrants, no kings, no tyrants.
Well, when we found out that President Trump was running for president again this term, we immediately went out and bought a flag because we are huge Trump supporters. Questioning what's happening right now, obviously. Individuals started receiving notice on Monday that they were going to have an appointment for termination on Wednesday. Tuesday morning comes, and we were informed that, hey, if you didn't get the email on Monday, you're safe. And I'm like skipping down the halls, right? Like, you know, I get to stay. And Wednesday late afternoon, I received a notice that I have an appointment, a Teams appointment with my supervisor on Friday at 9 o'clock. So I knew that I wasn't safe anymore. Oh my gosh, yeah, Nathan, that's like the hardest part for me, honestly, because I'm a wonderful worker. Any job that I've ever had, I feel like you should do everything unto the Lord, and I do. And to be sitting here today and know that that follows me, that I was fired for performance-based in any manner. I have wonderful reviews every year of my employment. I literally just had my last review in January.
See, all you people, all you Christian people, all you, and I love the Lord as well. Let me be clear. I love the Lord as well. But the truth of the matter is, Trump don't love nobody but himself. He don't love nobody but self. He ain't thinking about you people. That's finished.
January, and it was
Trump
outstanding.
Supporters.
When you lose an income, it's painful. You know, we've had conversations about what our future looks like. We have, as you can tell, we have a small home. But my husband and I have said if we need to downsize and get a, you know, 1-bedroom home or even a 1-bedroom apartment, we'll do whatever we have to do. But it's hard. It's wrecking.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house no matter what condition it's in. If you need to sell your house for any...
The common theme is, you know, we voted for this. You know, and our friends that didn't vote the same, you know, there's always that back and forth conversation now. It's like, you knew this was coming.
You knew it.
But we didn't. Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives, but other people that we love and care about too within the Mid-Ohio Valley. Cutting costs and waste and fraud and we love that big picture. I love that big picture. My friends, you know, we were excited about that because it is true. But again, I can't help but go back to the fact that what is the decisions that you're making right now solving in the big picture?
He's a Russian asset.
So the concept of voting for that again, voting for Elon Musk essentially to wreck people's lives, I can't do it. You know, we see the effects of what a decision like this can do, you know, the relapse that can take place, the lack of trust. I mean, if you can't trust your president and your vice president to do what they said they were going to do.
He's your president. He's not ours.
Which is protect us, protect the veterans, love the veterans, support them. Then
he don't give a fuck
about leaves you in a really ugly place in your thinking. People are afraid to go and open their email. Like one email, one instance can change the trajectory.
Now, can you believe that? One email can change the trajectory of your whole entire life. Now, ask yourself, why? Why did he... Boy, I swear to God, this is one time I'm glad I was not a federal employee. You hear me? I've been in the federal government from 2001 to 2018. This is one time I was glad I was not a federal fucking employee. You hear me? You hear me? Because the man told you what he was going to do when he took office. He said what he was going to do. He said what he was going to do, y'all. Y'all just didn't believe him. See, he couldn't do what he wanted to do the first time around. So that's why on day one, first weekend, he was signing all the motherfucking executive orders.
Of your entire life.
Let's look at ourselves.
And it's, in my opinion, it's abuse. It's emotional abuse.
Girl, you thought.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel a little bit betrayed. And to be honest, I don't know like what I would do if we knew what we know today and the vote was tomorrow. I don't know what I would do because of my morals.
You don't know what you would do knowing what you know now, girl.
I just don't think I could do it again. I don't think I could vote for President Trump again, knowing that this has happened and the impact it's had on the American working class.
Oh, what was that? What was that question?
Randomly, arbitrarily cutting federal employees is the last thing that we need. We were short-staffed to begin with. We do the important work that keeps this government functioning.
So really just kind of all of a sudden, within maybe like a day's notice, I was basically told that tomorrow is your last day of duty, based on, they say, performance, which was clearly a big lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Biggest
disgrace.
fireball.
Almost feel like, so much for serving my country all these years.
Yep.
We literally get slapped in the face with no explanations as to really why we got let go.
Yeah.
Just thousands of lives are turned upside down. Nobody really seen this coming. Even the people that did probably vote for Donald Trump. Elon Musk has basically taken over our government and has calling the shots, unfortunately, it seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like basically denying our unemployment compensation claims.
What?
So they're starving us out at the same time.
What?
How am I going to pay my bills? I feel like everybody really needs to do their homework.
Yes.
A lot more in depth next time, come voting time.
Yes.
To really try to figure out who these people
stole
are
the
deep down
election,
inside,
sir.
because your
vote didn't.
They
Nobody
fool you a lot. They get in
sir.
office, they don't do the things they said they was going to do or promise the people.
There's a reason that Socrates said the unexamined life isn't worth living. We have to continuously grow. It was Robert Schuller who said, you either expand or you are expendable. And then, and so, yes. And so in the face of all this stuff that we're facing, the rise of the robots, people have to expand themselves or they're going to be discarded. And you are giving people the tools that they can implement and execute and begin to do something that Abraham Lincoln said. He said, the future belonged to those who create it. And you giving people the tools to create their own future. What people are going to discover, they're going to connect and go to a place in themselves that they can't go by themselves because of the experience. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that once a man or woman's mind has been expanded.
All right. So, yeah. So, Lord, child, Lord. What that man said was deep, right? The man, not the last man, but the man before him. He said to us that they're denying the unemployment. Oh yeah, he gonna dismantle DOL too, I heard. Department of Labor. So why do you think they want to dismantle the Department of Education and cut all those programs, those fundings and everything? You think that's for the benefit of the American people? It is not. It is not It is not for the benefit of the American people. It is not. It's for the benefit of them, the billionaires, the wealthy. It is not for you, me, the little people that have to struggle. Then, why do you think they want to dismantle Social Security Administration? Now, here's the TT. I used to work for America. I used to work for Social Security Administration, and I worked for IRS. And when I worked for Social Security Administration, so remember when Elon Musk was talking about there are people getting 150 something years old getting a check, this and that? No, there's not. I am here to tell you, no, there is not anybody 150 years old getting anything. Because if they're saying dead people are getting checks, no, they're not. Do anybody know anything in this world? Why isn't the Main Street press contradicting what these people are saying, like calling them out on the lies? Because at the end of the day, if nobody knows, and if you've buried someone, anybody know that has to handle anybody's burial, that once somebody dies in the USA, it is automatically reported to Social Security Administration. It's automatically reported. Automatically. Now, when he said he seen somebody get he went in the system and saw somebody, let me tell you, the system has in what we call automatic propagated field, right? And it could be a date in there that's not a current date. That's because it has been automatically propagated like that. That means you have to go in there and put the time in and all of that. It's automatically propagated to a particular date. Now, anytime you want to look up a person's record, when you got a client or somebody on the phone, you have to ask them their information, input it in the system, and then it will bring up that social security record for that person. But they have to first verify themselves by giving you their social security, by giving you their social, date of birth, and their mother's maiden name. Okay? So once they enter that information in there, they'll bring up your record. Dumb Musk didn't know that. Dumb Musk. Now, and you guys got to look at this. This dumb motherfucker. It's a dumb motherfucker. He's so smart, he's stupid. Okay? So motherfucking smart, he's stupid. That's the truth. But anyway, I wanted to show y'all these other ladies. Hold on. I wanted to let me get back to my content, right? Because I got to get through this, right? So let me hit you with this one. Hold on. Because some of this stuff, I tell you, where's okay, let's hit this one.
Donald Trump's policies have been unprecedentedly pro-Russian. Until this week, when the U.S. pressed the Kremlin to commit to a ceasefire, the Trump administration had apparently asked for nothing from President Putin, while making a series of unilateral concessions on behalf of the Ukrainians, ruling out NATO membership for Ukraine, demanding that they make territorial concessions, voting in Russia's favor at the UN over the invasion, resuming diplomatic relations with Moscow. In his confrontation with President Zelensky last month, Trump took offense at what he called Zelensky's tremendous hatred for President Putin. As a result of all this, and bolstered by long-standing rumors, many, including Tory MP Graham Stewart, Democrat Senator Jeff Merkley, and retired U.S. intelligence officers, have asked whether Trump is a Russian asset. What sort of rumors? The most recent, in February, was spread by Alnur Musayev, a former KGB officer from Kazakhstan. He said on Facebook that Trump was signed up in Moscow in 1987 under the codename Krasnov. Trump visited Moscow that year, and he would have been under KGB surveillance. There have also been claims from Czech defectors that Czechoslovakian intelligence mounted an extensive spying operation on Trump, together with friends from the KGB, after he married a Czech model, Ivana Zelníková, in 1977. The evidence for the first claim looks flimsy. Musayev was not employed by the KGB in 1987 and never worked for the section of the organization that recruited foreign spies. And there is certainly no evidence that either operation recruited Trump. What other rumors are there? The best known were compiled in a dossier by Christopher Steele, a former head of MI6's Russia desk, who did research into Trump for Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016. Steele was sufficiently alarmed that he took his findings to U.S. intelligence. He found that the Russian government was working to get Mr. Trump elected in that year's presidential election, and that his associates had met Russian agents, possibly to conspire with them. The first two claims were later verified by the U.S. Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report, but it did not prove a criminal conspiracy. Steele also recorded a series of unverified and potentially unverifiable claims. The most lurid was that the FSB, formerly the KGB, has footage of Trump engaging in depraved activities with prostitutes in a Moscow hotel in 2013, which it uses as compromat, blackmail material. There is no proof of this. Trump does, though, have a long financial relationship with Russia. The 5 most interesting claims in the Donald Trump dossier. The former MI6 officer who compiled
Donald
the
Trump
report says
dossier,
70 to
people.
90% of it is true. Christopher Steele, the former British intelligence officer who compiled the notorious dossier that included allegations of collusion between Donald Trump's campaign team and Russia, says he believes that between 70% and 90% of the information in the 35-page document of memos is true. Hillary Clinton campaign helped fund Trump dossier, Christopher Steele, the ex-MI6 spy behind Trump's dirty dossier. Senator's question firm tied to Trump dossier, is MI6 spy next? In the book Collusion, How Russia Helped Donald Trump Win, by The Guardian journalist Luke Harding, the former MI6 agent is quoted as telling friends he thinks the dossier will be vindicated and that his reports were based on sources cultivated in more than 30 years of working in the intelligence community, The Guardian reports. I've been dealing with this country for 30 years, Steele says in Collusion. Why would I invent this stuff? Here are 5 of the most interesting claims made about the U.S. president in the dossier. He was compromised by his sexual activities in Moscow. A former top Russian intelligence officer told Steele the Russian security service, FSB, compromised Trump through his activities in Moscow sufficiently to be able to blackmail him. According to several knowledgeable sources, his conduct in Moscow has included perverted sexual acts, which have been monitored by the FSB. The document also claims the FSB has a video of Trump successfully requesting prostitutes to urinate on a Moscow hotel bed in a room once occupied by former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle, Newsweek reported. The Independent says this claim is one of the hardest to verify or believe, as it seems unlikely someone in a position of power would engage in sexual activity, knowing the FSB would be monitoring his behavior. Russia admitted responsibility for stealing Democrats' emails. The document alleges that Russian agents admitted hacking into the email account of John Podesta, the chairman of the Clinton campaign, and that they acted with the Trump campaign's full support. In return, Trump's team agreed to drop Russian intervention in Ukraine as a campaign issue, it claims. Russia supported Trump because he was viewed as divisive in disrupting Vladimir. Donald Trump's policies have been unprecedentedly pro-Russian.
Okay. They worked with Trump because he's compromised. He's compromisable. They can compromise him. That's why they work with Trump. Let's move on to the next. If nobody sees this crap, and I'm telling you now, if we, the people, that means black, blue, green, red, brown, everybody, we're going to be fucked.
Michael Cohen, a lawyer who had worked for Trump's business for many years, allegedly met Russian agents in an attempt to cover up ties between Trump and Russia, including Manafort's involvement in Ukraine. According to the dossier, he also allegedly traveled to Prague in August 2016 to further coordinate the relationship between the Trump campaign and Russia and to clean up the evidence of collusion and how to make final payments from both Russia and Trump to hackers. Cohen denies these meetings, saying his only trip to Europe in 2016 was to Italy, a claim he says is supported by stamps in his passport. He says he was visiting the University of Southern California with his son during the time of the alleged trip. Michael Cohen, a lawyer who had worked for Trump's business for many years, allegedly met Russian agents in an attempt to cover up ties between Trump and Russia, including Manafort's involvement in Ukraine. According to the dossier, he also allegedly traveled to Prague in August 2016 to further coordinate the relationship between the Trump campaign and Russia and to clean up the evidence of collusion and how to make final payments from both Russia and Trump to hackers. Cohen denies these meetings, saying his only trip to Europe in 2016 was to Italy, a claim he says is supported by stamps in his passport. He says he was visiting the University of Southern California with his son during the time of the alleged trip. Michael Cohen, a lawyer.
So, Michael Cohen is a known liar. Although a lawyer, this is the same man that put his house up to pay Stormy Daniels off. Probably without even having a conversation with his wife. So, I want to share something else with you guys. Hold on. Because I'm telling you, if we don't get it right, Russia is going to take over. And it's a coming. Oh, yeah, it's a coming. It's a definitely coming. Let me see something. I'm going to search something real quick. Because I want to show you these. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Just give me a second. I'm looking for something real quick. Hold on. Let me do this. Because y'all, I want y'all to see these. I'm telling y'all, I'll be on this thing and I'll be trying to find some, I'll be learning shit, okay? Let me tell you. We, as a people, need to see this shit for what it is. Let me let Alice finish playing because I need y'all to understand what the fuck is going on. And I'm going to hit Alice again. Let's go with that.
A new report adds evidence that Trump was a Russian asset. He helped Putin manipulate the US election in 2020, as he did in 2016. Russian President Vladimir Putin left, and President Donald Trump at the G20 summit in Osaka, Japan, in 2019. Donald Trump was a tool in a long-running Russian campaign to weaken the United States. That's been documented in Republican-led investigative reports. And now it has been updated with new evidence, thanks to the US intelligence community's assessment of the 2020 election. The report, drafted by the CIA, the FBI, and several other agencies, was released in unclassified form on Tuesday, but it was presented in classified form on Jan 7. In other words, it was compiled, written, and edited during Trump's administration. It destroys his lies about the election, and it exposes him as a Russian asset. The report debunks conspiracy theories, promoted by Trump and his lawyers, that hackers in other countries robbed him of victory. We have no indications that any foreign actor attempted to interfere in the 2020 US elections by altering any technical aspect of the voting process, including ballot casting, vote tabulation, or reporting results, says the document. A separate analysis released by the Department of Justice reaches the same conclusion. The IC report adds that evidence of such operations, if they existed, would have shown up in US surveillance or in post-election audits of electronic results and paper backups. The report implicitly mocks insinuations from Trump's lawyers that former Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez, who died in 2013, somehow rigged Trump's defeat. We have no information, it notes dryly, that current or former Venezuelan regimes were involved in attempts to compromise US election infrastructure. During the campaign, Trump, his national security appointees, and his allies in Congress insisted that China was meddling in the election to help Joe Biden.
Know it wasn't.
They even claimed that China's interference was more dangerous than Russia's. The report shreds that fiction. Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, reveals Russia-Ukraine war's biggest obstacles. Steve Witkoff, US President Donald Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, has stated that the key obstacle to resolving the war between Ukraine and Russia is the status of Crimea, the Donetsk People's Republic, the Lugansk People's Republic, as well as the Zaporozhye and Kherson regions. The so-called four regions, Donbass, Crimea, you know the names, Luhansk, and there's two others. Witkoff told US reporter Tucker Carlson in an interview. Referendums and Russian control, Witkoff highlighted the role of referendums held in these regions, stating that the majority of people voted to be under Russian rule. They're Russian-speaking. There have been referendums where the overwhelming majority of the people have indicated that they want to be under Russian rule. I think that's the key issue in the conflict, he said. Constitutional challenges for Ukraine. Witkoff also pointed out the legal and political challenges Ukraine faces in ceding these territories. That's the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is there are constitutional issues within Ukraine as to what they can concede to with regard to giving up territory. The Russians are de facto in control of these territories, Witkoff stated. He further questioned the global stance on the matter and the political survival of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The question is, will the world acknowledge that those are Russian territories? Can Zelensky survive politically if he acknowledges this? This is the central issue in the conflict. Absolutely that, he added. Zelensky's stance on peace talks. On March 19th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky acknowledged that territorial issues would be part of future peace negotiations. However, he firmly rejected recognizing the Russian occupation of Ukrainian land. For us, the red line is the recognition of the Ukrainian temporarily occupied territories as Russian. We will not agree to it, Zelensky stated. With peace talks still uncertain, the status of these disputed territories remains a major roadblock in resolving the ongoing war. US-Russia talks plan.
So, yeah. So there you have it, guys. I wanted to also share this with you. These ladies I watch. They're very. Shout out to iHip News. I love these ladies. They're very funny. I love how we share a lot of views, a lot of the same views, and I want to thank them. Because they speak the truth. Here we go. Let me share. Let's go.
Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a friend who told me about this website.
Shout out
the
to
happiest person on the planet right now is Vladimir Putin. Champagne bottles are popping. Russian caviar, I'm sure, is being snorted off of oligarchs' ass. And of course, all of this news hits. Pumps is in Vegas. So y'all are stuck with me. This is bananas. This is humiliating. This is dangerous. And most importantly, this was an ambush. The convicted felon, Donald Trump, who cosplays as being president of the United States, and former failed drag queen, J.D. Vance, ambushed Zelensky in the Oval Office with the press all around, I'm sure at Putin's instruction. You guys have got to watch this video. It is so horrible.
Talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are not
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? Did you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people in your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
We definitely will. Listen to what he's saying.
Don't tell us
we
what
will feel it in the future.
To solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position.
He said it. We will feel it. Not now, but we're going to feel it because our president is in bed with Russia. He's a fucking Russian asset. They are in his pockets. They have provided him and afforded him and helped him get in this presidency. Your votes did not count this go around. The election had been stolen from you, people. Wake up.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards.
Listen to Zelensky say, "I'm not playing cards."
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to.
The destruction of your country.
A lot of questions.
I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to.
In all my years on this earth, I have never seen an American president do this to another president of another country. Never. Why is he treating this man this way? Because this man is an enemy of Russia's. He is in a current war with Russia.
You're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No,
even today.
You said thank you. You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in. If you need to sell your house for any reason.
That is absolutely disgraceful. That is unbelievable the way they ambushed him. And it was done at the direction of Vladimir Putin. Make no mistake about it. Trump has had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to confront Vladimir Putin, who is a war criminal, who is a murderer, who is a savage, who is the opposite of everything that America is supposed to stand for, who, by the way, only 20% of the American public likes him. When's the last time we had a poll in the United States where 80% of the American public all agreed that Putin was a bad actor? And these two bozos sit there in the Oval Office and ambush him with the press all around. No question, live streamed over at the Kremlin. This is so horrific. And then what a titty baby is J.D. Vance. Have you said thank you? Have you said thank you? Grow up. I mean, grow up, go home and put on your smoky eyeliner, you queen. I mean, that is unbelievable. Zelensky has more balls than those men could ever dream of having. And those men sitting right there are the weakest position I've ever seen American leadership, ever. I've never seen anything like that in my life. They are defending the axis of evil. This is a complete realignment of the world powers where we are shifting from being joined with democracies over to being joined with autocrats and dictatorships. They are defending a dictator. And he's trying to make this whole thing transactional. Donald Trump and all of MAGA, they think that you can run government like a business. Government is not a business. It's not about transactions. And they want to make everything transactional. And then Vladimir Putin, you guys, MAGA voted basically for him. None of this does anything about eggs, which they all claimed. None of this does anything about inflation. They don't even talk about immigration anymore because they're too busy parroting Russian talking points. All right, let's play the next clip.
Get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred.
Can you believe like he hates my girlfriend and so I don't like him? I mean, grow up. That's unbelievable. Everybody should hate Putin. And why should Zelensky feel anything other than disdain and hatred for Putin, considering he started a war on their country, raped their women, kidnapped their children? This guy is a horrible, horrible war criminal. And Trump is sitting there saying he's mean to my girlfriend. Grow up. I mean, this is unbelievable. It's unprecedented. This is a Russian coup of the United States of America. And everybody wants to dilly-dally around and act like it's something different. This is straight up exactly what Vladimir Putin wants. Musk is going in, dismantling the federal government. I was just on the news before I sat down here. All the national parks, there's litter everywhere. They're completely debilitating all the infrastructure, all of the support that the federal government to run this country because they're about to turn it into Russia. And contrary to what some of you have seen when you watch Tucker Carlson's propaganda news or whenever you watch Fox propaganda news, Russia is a shithole. It is a steaming pile of dog shit, that country. And that's what Trump and Musk and former drag queen J.D. Vance are doing to this country. All right, here's another clip. Here's some more assholery from these two bozos.
ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What if I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
Well, what if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it?
So basically right there, he's saying he knows that Putin's going to break the ceasefire. He knows it. But it's like that when he gets so defensive like that, this is not a position of leadership. From a position of leadership, he would say that's why we're in here meeting, because Vladimir Putin is not a man of his word. He moves the goalposts. He's a war criminal. This is what you should be hearing from the democracies. And we're supposed to be the superpower of all of the democracies. That is over. It is over. And so to all of the Democrats who have been dilly-dallying around and, oh, it appears like these people are authoritarian and it appears that they have authoritarian tendencies. They do. They are doing Vladimir Putin's dirty work for him from the Oval Office. And let's just remember what happened last time we were in the Oval Office. We have Elon Musk towering over Donald Trump with his toddler. The toddler's picking his nose, wiping the boogers on the desk. This is humiliating. If Barack Obama did this, I promise you they would have him in jail and they would issue the death penalty. They would. That's how it would be handled. Why so many Americans allow this horrible person to get away with all of these things and move the goalposts for him and find all this duplicity. It's okay if he does it, but not okay if this person does it. Is really disgusting. It is so disgusting, the cult that this man has cultivated in this country. And Russia and Vladimir Putin started this with him. They started all of this propaganda. This is a war. It's a different type of war. It's a psychological war that Putin launched because he knew militarily he could not beat us. So he started with a psychological war. And guess what he got? A civil war within the United States of propaganda and ideas. And in the interim, the United States of America is getting dismantled, defunded, turned over to the oligarchs, and straight to the Kremlin. This is abhorrent. All right, let's put up some comments. Impeach him immediately. Felon cannot talk to a real president like that. I could not agree more. But you know what? My 2 cents. The Republicans are impotent and castrated. These are castrated men masquerading as alpha males. That's what you saw in the Oval Office today. 2 men who'd been completely castrated. That is total castration. I have no faith. Okay, we have Bathtub Mary. They are worse than hypocrites because they are too low IQ to know their own minds. I completely agree because they're.
So there you have it. There you have it. And there's more like this. It's just that you guys have to see what's going on. Open your eyes, people, and see that we, the American people, are in trouble. We are in a dire state of affairs, guys, here. This is no joke. The world as we once knew it is for our country is over. It's over. If we do not do everything we can to uphold our Constitution and our democracy, this shit gonna fall to the wayside, people. This shit is gonna fall to the wayside, people. And your kids, my grandkids, the world as we once knew it, it's over for us. If we do not stop Donald Trump, Donald Trump must be stopped. Donald Trump must be stopped. We, the people, have to stand up for ourselves. If you don't know your Constitution, I'll post it on my community wall. You, the people, have power. This is a time, and I'm speaking to everybody in this sector. You could say I'm tripping. You could say I'm bullshitting. You could say I'm crazy. I am not. I have been blessed to see things for what the fuck they are. And I'm telling you, we, the American people, are in fucking trouble. And if we don't do something about it, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight for my country. I don't want to be taken over by Russia. So here's what I got to say to Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the people that's supposed to be upholding our democracy. Some of us will fight for our country. Some of us will fight for our democracy. We will not let Putin take us over. We will not be taken over by Russia. This is a call to action. And I'm asking everybody in the sound who can hear my voice, do your research. You don't have to believe me. Do your research. If you can research a person and dox them, if you can research a person and expose them, if you can research to do damage to another person's life, then you can do the research to save your country. This is Pam. I want to thank you for allowing me, just listening to me. This is real, people. This is not a game. This is not a game. Fuck the distractions. We do not have time to be distracted right now. Look at what the fuck is going on, people, and see and tell me. Go look at some of that shit that's going over in Russia. If you ain't never looked at how Russia lives over there, go look and see how they have been ran by a dictatorship, by Putin. If you want your freedom taken away from you, keep on doing what you do in your everyday life until the shit blows up in your face. Donald Trump is trying to ostracize us from everybody else. We are no longer with NATO. You know who our alliance is with? Our alliances now are with Russia and fucking Iran and North Korea. That's who our alliances are with now. So keep on attacking each other. Keep on doing what you're doing. Instead of putting your motherfucking foot on that president's neck like it's supposed to be. He cannot stand it, guys, for them poll numbers to drop. He can't stand to be popular. Elon Musk lost $1 billion in Tesla since this bullshit began. He was crying like a whiny little bitch in the White House. This is not going to change until we, the American people, change this bullshit. We don't have time to be attacking each other. This is a time for us to stand together and get her fucking done. This is Pam. I want to thank you. And this is me reminding you to always be your true, authentic self. This might be my last video for a minute because I got shit going on. Businesses and stuff like that I got to take on. But I wanted to say this to you because we, the people, have the power to change all of this shit. I don't give a fuck where you at. Start in your state. We ain't got time for dumb shit no more, y'all. This shit is real. And it's at your fucking front door. Thank you. And leave comments under this video. I love to hear what you guys think. Thank you. And this is Pam reminding you to always be your true, authentic self. Bye.